Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys, I'm going to be profiling for you a deck that I have thoroughly enjoyed playing over the years. And ever since Shadow of Valhalla came out about a month or so ago, I've been replaying with the new support because I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and that is Ninjas. So today for you guys, we are going to be profiling my Ninja deck. I got one of my Ultimate Hanzos. I only have one of them. I've had forever. I pulled out of a pack, special edition years and years and years ago. But yes, we have my Hanzo. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. I've played this deck off and on throughout the years, but I do thoroughly enjoy it. So first off, you run your 3 Hanzo. Now, Hanzo is pretty much your Stratos of the deck. You want to abuse Hanzo as much as possible. Granted, Stratos just came off the ban list, but you want to abuse Hanzo as much as possible to get as many searches as you can off of him. But he's the heart and soul of the deck. And before I get any further, I should mention to you guys that there's a bunch of different ways that you can play ninjas. There's a multitude of ways I've seen recently be played. I've seen stun variations, I've seen link spam variations, I've seen kind of somewheres in the middle. This deck is more of a stun variation of ninjas. And it's worked out fairly well for me when I've been playtesting it lately. So next up we have Upstart Golden Ninja. Now, I was playtesting with 2 of them just to see if it would work. And granted, you have to pitch traps to get a draw. So I was playing around with that ratio, like I'm not running as many traps as I used to. Maybe I run less Upstart Golden Ninja. But at the end of the day, I found out fairly quickly you definitely want to run your 3 Upstart Golden Ninja. He's very essential to the deck. And I'm so happy that we actually have holos of him now. Thank you, Konami, for printing this card as a holo. So we run 3 Upstart Golden Ninja. Next we run the card that I'm kind of wishy-washy on, but we'll talk about it for a second. And that's Yellow Ninja. Now, Yellow Ninja kind of functions like Marauding Captain and Goblinberg to some extent. It's a normal summonable monster that you special summon out another monster out. But specifically, it has to be a ninja, and only for that turn can you go for a ninja. So when you're going for Yellow Ninja, 90% of the time, I would say you're going for Ninja Grandmaster Saizo. However, I know people do not like this card because it's very old, but back in the day we used to run it. I do run one Blade Armor Ninja that we can go for. Now, we'll talk about this more in some applications you can do, but he can just put a lot of damage on board and win you games, depending upon the situation. But that's the reason I run him still. I have some extra deck space. But mainly you're going to go for Saizo. The problem with him is the fact that you're only required to go for ninja monsters that turn. You're required to go for it. Does hinder the deck to some degree. I've seen different ratios of Yellow Ninja. I've seen 2 of, I've seen 1 of, I've seen none of it. It's up to you. Me, I like 3 of because the different ways I'm able to use it and utilize Yellow Ninja and the way I play the deck as a stun variation, it does help out in the long run. So I do like the 3 Yellow Ninja. Next up we run, now this is a card that not a lot of people run, and I understand why. It's not as good as you would think, but it does give me some protection, and that's Twilight Ninja I never can pronounce this one. Shogun, not Shogun. Shinges. I can't pronounce it. Whatever. You can all laugh at me and just say, "Oh my gosh, you can't pronounce names." Whatever. So pretty much this card gives you protection for your ninjas. That's one of the reasons I like it. Originally, before we got the new wave of support out of Shadows of Valhalla, this was a staple 3 of in every ninja deck. Now I've cut it down to 2 of. It's a good card if you don't have Hanzo in your opening hand. Like I said, this deck, it grinds out a little bit. It's not an offensive juggernaut where it's just turn 1, it just goes off. It takes a turn or 2 to set up and then go off. So what I like to do is just having this as a way to be able to set it, or if it gets destroyed by battle or card effect, I actually get to search out Hanzo. And it also, on top of it, it does give me protection for my ninjas as well. So, you know, it's a good card to have. I like it as a 2 of. Yes, it is a little bit slow, but I do like it, and it does help me out a lot. Next card I run is 2 Twilight Ninja Shogun. I can pronounce that one. Now, as you guys know, the ninjas in Arc 5 got pendulums, actually. And there's the other one that's a level 10, I think, which is pretty decent. But because this is a stun variation, running Dark Smorg and Anti-Spell Fragrance, that's not going to work with pendulums per se. However, so I cut that pendulum engine out to make place for the stun. But I did want to keep two Jogans in the deck, and the reason for that is because of his monster effect, which if you guys don't know what it says, you can reveal one Ninjutsu Art card in your hand, special summon this card from your hand, and if it attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing. Now, granted, you could run level 7s in the deck if you wanted to. I decided not to go down that route. Mainly, I ran this guy because I can just reveal him, special summon him, normal summon yellow, or just normal summon another ninja, maybe go off with a scapegoat and just go off with a big link play that turn. So I like him for going for link spam. He's a 2000 beater, that's nice to have, but mainly for link spamming. That's why I like him. He's kind of like a pseudo cyber dragon, I find, and I do like him for that reason in the deck. Plus, if you don't have anti-spell fragrance up, his pendulum effect is decent. So yeah, I do like him too in the deck. You could run him as a one-of, but if you're running the anti-spell fragrance engine, you don't want to run the pendulum engine because that's going to contradict itself. If you want to run like a link spam or a pendulum version of the deck a little bit more, then you take the anti-spell fragrances out, you run the 3 Jowgen, the other one, and then you go off. So, yep, that's what I feel like. I know my ninja deck's a little bit different than everybody others, but whatever. Next, I definitely run, this is the boss monster of the ninjas, Twilight Ninja Grand... oh my gosh. Shogun. Yeah, I thought it was actually, I was going to say Shogun, but it was Shogun. So this guy's really good. The fact that if you have 2 ninjas of grave, that's great. You can reborn it, and if it's a Hanzo, then you get a search and la-di-da-di-da. It really works well with yellow ninja because you can go, you can do a bunch of different things. You can go for the link monster, and then if you're able to reborn. If you're able to go for him, then you can reborn the 2 link materials and then do different stuff. He's really, really good. The one way I like doing it sometimes, and this is just an example, is if you go like Yellow Ninja, let's just say Twilight Ninja Shogun, and then you reveal the Jowgen, special summon, go for the link play, tribute off to special summon, you know, like the Jowgen for him, for Shogun, and then you can be like, okay, I have the link monster, and then I have this guy on field, and then I can just do a bunch of different stuff. So he's good as a 2-of. 3-of is too much, but 2-of is very good in the deck, in my opinion. The last monster we run is 1 Dark Smorg. You could run hand traps in the deck, but I like siding in my hand traps depending upon my matchup. So my Ghost Ashes, my Ghost Ogres, and whatnot. I don't have a side deck built, but what I'm trying to say is I would run those in the side deck instead of in the main deck from playtesting. So 1 Dark Smorg, he pretty much, along with Anti-Spell Fragrance, kind of creates a soft lock, which is really nice against certain decks in today's age. Then we run for your spells, we run 3 Hidden Ninjutsu Art of Village. Very good spell card, pretty much. Field spell card that came out recently for ninjas, and Shadows of Valhalla. Very, very good card. We'll put the card text up on the screen if you want to pause the video and actually read it, because it's actually a pretty good card. Next up, we run 2 Armor Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy. This is literally Pot of Greed for the deck. You could run 3 of it. I mean, back in the day, I ran 3. Nowadays, I'm kind of hesitant on it. I usually just run 2 of it, because 3 I was finding got a little bit cloggy. But you could definitely run 3 of it if you really want to go down that road. Same thing goes with Ninjutsu Art Book. It's a card that originally, when it came out what was it, like a year ago, I think? About a little bit over a year maybe now. I ran it as a 3-of in the deck, straight up. But as I've playtested the deck and tested it more with the new support and everything, I find that it is better as a 2-of in the deck. So I just run 2 Ninjutsu Art Notebook, which is a very good card to have as well. Then, because we do link spamming, we do run 2 Scapegoats. Scapegoat was limited to 2 recently on the ban list. I would still run 2. It's just such a good card to have, and you can link climb with this deck fairly easily. Next, I run for some 1-ofs. I run 1 World Legacy Succession. This is a card that, with the ease and the ability to get out the Ninja Link monster, you're able to pretty much reborn one of those materials with this card. Or if you just have it out there and maybe they destroyed, if you're trying to rebuild your board, you can bring back Dark Smorg, bring back other things. It's just a really good card to have as a 1-of in the deck. You could run it as a 2-of, but I prefer 1-of. Your 1 Rhoda, it's a warrior deck. 1 Monster Reborn, it's good as 2. You could run Soul Charge, but I decided not to run it because I was trying to find space in the deck. And I cut other cards out to make room for other cards. So, because I found that some were combo extenders like Soul Charge, which is a great card in the deck, especially because you link spam so much. And Soul Charge is great, but it does take a little bit of setup. And the deck is a little bit slow. It's not an explosive deck where you make a big link board, you have stuff in grave already, and then you can reborn a bunch of it. It takes a little bit. It would be literally by turn 2 or turn 3 before you're able to use Soul Charge. So if you draw it in your opening hand, it's not as live as maybe something as an Anti-Spell Fragrance or another card out there. So you got your yin and your yang with both. Consistency, Soul Charge, combo extender. You get where I'm going with this. Next we have 3 Ninjutsu Art of Transformation. This card's great because it brings out Dark Smorg from your deck. So you're able to bring out Dark Smorg and go through that by tributing a ninja monster. So we run it as a 3-of because it's essential along with Anti-Spell Fragrance that you want this card right away because it's that good in the deck. But yeah, 3 Ninjutsu Art of Transformation. Next up, we have a card that I asked a judge friend of mine before I did this deck profile. One of the reasons it took me so long is I asked a judge friend of mine. I wanted to make sure this was confirmed and this actually worked. So Ninjutsu Art of Shadow Sealing pretty much locks out your opponent's extra deck zone, which is great. So if you're going first, you make your link monster. Maybe you make whatever link monster you want to make. Then on top of that, you make maybe the ninja link monster or whatever have you. You tribute a ninja monster, lock out your opponent's extra deck zone by banishing their extra deck monster that they put in that zone. They can't no longer use that zone. It's just a really, really, really good card. It gives a very powerful stun aspect to this deck, and I highly believe that this is a 2-of if you're running the stun variation of ninjas, or just in general a 1-of at least minimum. It's such a powerful card because of the link mechanic. It kind of, you're able to lock them out of their main extra deck zone, which a lot of decks rely upon that in today's game in Yu-Gi-Oh! So it's very essential in that zone, and it's a very essential card to have in the deck. Next up, we run 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. It's a staple in the deck. If you draw too many, you have Upstart Goblin to pitch it to draw cards, which is great. But you definitely want to run 3-of because along with Dark Smorg, like I said, it creates kind of a soft lock. And then on top of that, you're stunning your opponent. Like if you have Shadow Sealing, you've locked out their main extra deck zone. This is like you're slowly killing your opponent. You're grinding your opponent's resources down to a pulp. You're locking them out of their things, and then you're winning through advantage. So, yep, that's why I love this deck so much. Next we run 2 Stormy Mirror Force. You could run this as a 2-of or a 3-of in the deck. It's up to you, but I definitely like it in the deck for the reason that it helps protect my little ninjas from getting destroyed. And the cool thing is with Stormy Mirror Force, which is one of the reasons I like it, and one of the reasons why I was running Blade Armor Ninja, is because I was finding situations happening as such. I activate Stormy Mirror Force. I blow their entire monsters back to maybe the extra deck, their hand, whatever. And then I would be like, okay, make Blade Armor Ninja, attack for 4,000 something, and that's game. And it would win me games just that way. Back when Mirror Force was at 2 or 3-of, back, geez, years ago, I used to do the same thing, where I would use Mirror Force, destroy all their monsters, make Blade Armor Ninja, attack directly for game. Because I would just be like, okay, attack once, detach, attack again. Well, you know, like detach, attack, 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 attack for 22 twice, and then you would win that way. So it's really good in that aspect because if you storming them and then you make Blade Armor Ninja, you can just do a lot of damage just with a 2-card combo pretty much. So it's up to you if you want to run the Blade Armor Ninja for that situation. If you're running 3 Stormy Mirror Force, you gotta run Blade Armor Ninja. Like it's going to win you games because of that reason, and it has won me games where it's getting to the grind. I've even had situations where I was in time. We were getting very low on time. We were about like 2 minutes left in the match for game 3. I was losing, I activated Stormy Mirror Force when he attacked me, bounced off his monsters back, made Blade Armor Ninja, attacked twice, and I won the game because I had enough. I had more life points than him because of how much damage I put on board that quickly. So I'm just saying, Blade Armor Ninja can win you games. Next, we run 2 Call the Haunted, so you can abuse Hanzo and bring back Dark Morgue and just bring back other things. So 2 Call the Haunted is essential in the deck. Let's get to the extra deck quickly. We have the Field Center. We also have Lusamine from Pokemon because I love her. But yes, let's get to the Link monsters now. 2 Ninja Grandmaster Saizo, very good card. For your scapegoats, we run Link Spider, Link Karibo. We also run some other level 2s. We run Under Clock Taker, your Nightmare Engine, your Phoenix, your Cerberus, your Unicorn, pretty standard. We also run your Borload, your Boar Sword. For your Exceed monsters, I run Bagasucha, Exciton Knight because he just came back, Blade Armor Ninja. Numbers 27 Dreadnought Cannon along with Super Quantum Mecha King Grand, the Megazord. So you use this to go into this, and then I also run some tokens because, you know, we need some scapegoat tokens, right, in our life. So those are my Yu-Gi-Oh! Waifu tokens, I call them. So hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I thoroughly enjoy playing this deck. It's a very, very fun deck to play. It is very grindy in the way I built this deck. Like I said, there's different ways you can build this deck. There is the Link Spam way, there's the standard way, there's just a lot of different ways you can build ninjas in 2018, I feel like. But this version is the version that I enjoy playing. I hope you guys all enjoyed this deck profile, and until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye.